All right, we're getting closer, guys. So just to kind of reiterate what we've done, let me just kind of slap me over here. Well, we created a component, we shoved it in, entity, paddle is an entity, ball's an entity. We run our program here. So I just compiled, I run, we have a paddle that moves, the ball doesn't move yet, and it's looking like this paddle is actually in slightly the wrong spot here. The reason for that is, the width. We subtracted by 20. That was actually the width of it. And in the case for loop here, the position is it's whatever my width is subtracted by the same offset. So width and offset, in this case, it's 40. I didn't quite catch that. So yeah, now we have that, that same offset there. But we're getting closer. We created a component system. We have a nice and concise main file here. So just one thing. Over our make file runs our whole thing, and we have a math library that does all the things for us that we may need. I want to come over here to remove from scene. This is something I haven't wrote yet, and I figured, hey, might as well write it. I'm going to say auto. I'm going to say, hey, vec. In this case, vec might be, not the greatest name. Why don't we use rendered? So we're going to say, yo, rendered. You are going to be equal to our renderables at the layer that we pass into the function. Simple enough. And then I'm going to say, hey, yo, rendered my list. I want you to erase a certain thing. Now, I've mentioned a couple times, I'm like, yeah, we're going to include these three things, vector, map, and algorithm. Algorithm here is going to do this part for us. So inside algorithm, it contains this remove function. And we're going to say, hey, from our list at the beginning to our list at the end, I want to remove this thing up until my list at the end. And we're going to erase that. That's kind of how that works there. So for example, just for kind of like a runtime example here, I'm going to do an is key down, and we're going to do key Q type thing, and this is just an example. Feel free to skip this part. I'm just going to say, hey, sorry about that. Control V is not your friend. Is alive is false. And when we construct it, is alive is true. Something of the sort. And then I'm going to come over. Actually, this is a very poor example. Yes. Very, very, very poor example by me. Totally unnecessary. Ignore that. Anyway, so back to the main thing. All we need to do is show that we can remove something from the scene. I don't have to go into the object itself and that and the other and whatnot. In fact, over here in update, for update scene, we could just do a key down here. There's no reason we can't. And the reason it's easier here is this actually has where scene is. And I would like to remove from scene a certain entity. In this case, a little bit hard to know who is who. But we can't just do player here like so. So I'm gonna do something that's not okay, but to demonstrate a purpose. So in this case, I'm gonna say, hey, auto vec is gonna be scene dot renderables just kind of making sure I'm typing that right here. Yep, so scene.renderables at our layers entity, and then paddle pointer player is vec at 0. I don't recommend what I'm about to do. Semicolon there. Yeah, absolutely do not recommend this by any means. I think it's actually quite mad at me, to be honest. Let's see here. Is that because it's a pointer? I'm thinking that's the reason. It's either a pointer or not a pointer. It might be because of this as well. So we'll try that. That is also a fair point compiler. Spelling. And if I hit Q, maybe I need a reference here. The reason this is a bad example, and what my struggle is here, is trying to showcase something that no longer exists in the program. So that's completely on me. And in this case, I am going to have player like this just for this example, just to see if this will work here. I'm going to do a sanity check. The reason I'm going to leave this part in the video is I want to showcase debugging skills on the fly here. Because I think it's important to realize that making mistakes is part of code. So what I'm going to do, click Q. I did not see it. Try it beforehand. Yep, did not see the check get printed. So this part here must be being overwrote, I suppose, inside of update scene. So let's go ahead and try it here. You know what? That's actually not going to work there. Let's go ahead, leave it there, and just kind of like that for now. That one I may not have saved. Okay, now we're running the check at least. That's good. We now verified this is working. Remove from scene has not actually erased. So just kind of checking here. I wonder if I need a reference there. Ah, he is gone. Just kind of showcase that again. And in fact, if we come over back to loop here, I wonder if that, because what I think is happening, if Q isn't working, my guess is, no, there it is, yep. Yeah, not sure. Maybe I didn't save when I originally did this. Maybe, in fact, when this is on the bottom, it is a bigger issue. Just kind of test here. And did I actually save it? Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I'm going to guess I didn't save. It did need to be a reference. That is a fact. But yeah, this is a way to remove a guy from your system. And I do wonder too, because originally, we had a pointer. Nothing owns player in this sense. So that's one thing about trying to remove him via, the pointer to that guy. So I do wonder, let's say we don't have that. Are we still able to remove? So again, scene.renderables at our layers entity dot at 0 And Q. Okay, what about this should be the ball. Yep, and 1 would be the left paddle. Or, well, the right paddle. And player 2 paddle. All right.